just so everyone knows, in the next segment, we're going to go deep into Jesse's stuff.
Go right into Jesse's stuff.
Right in there.
Good. Closing my legs.
The bass, I think you would agree here. I've got a feeling that you spent the most time on the bass layers in this song than anything else, right?
Yep.
Because the character of this sound comes from low end, but also the way that it's going to end up getting distorted. And I think your original layers, which is already great. This is your Polyvox, right?
It's a lot of things. I'll get into it. Yeah.
Really? This is more than one thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even the way I tracked this is bizarre.
Really?
Yeah.
I know nothing.
I don't talk. This is my, this is like my thing that I have, and I don't want everybody to know about it. I'm going to tell everybody about it in like 20 minutes.
This is my secret.
Yeah.
Here, have
My secret. We'll talk about this in 45 minutes. Make sure you stick around.
Because it's already like flattened. Like we can see in the waveform, there's an awful lot of distortion and compression going on. The only things that I can really start affecting is tone. So that's EQ, and doing not very much to it at all, apparently. Boosts, cuts. This one's not even doing anything. That doesn't need to be there. I'm just like pretending.
Just making it look like you use a lot of things.
Yeah. So again, sidechaining, soothe, EQ to get to here. Sounds the same. But that's why we have a duplicate underneath, because we're going to get to which is, if I'm right, the preset that I built. I shouldn't be showing this. So I built a preset.
Too fucking late.
I built a preset.
Put your phones down. Stop taking screenshots.
Just rip out cables. There's a live stream as well, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, great. Good.
Yeah, my screenshot message was to the live stream. Screenshot it now.
Oops, sorry.
This preset, this is a modified version of a preset that already exists within Snapheap. So I'm not a genius. I just stole something. But all the macros allow for, on a song by song basis, these macros across the top, allow me to change all the parameters within the joined up serial buses that are in Snapheap. It sounds more complex than it is. It means one knob moves a lot of knobs. It just makes things sound super funky because I'm trying to get that distortion to sound like the guitars.
Is that like an English thing? Super funky? Like, does that mean good?
No, that's what the song was called before.
Oh, okay.
And we were like,
I know you guys like
else.
to say like off building, or like it means big. Like, you say
yeah, it's like bum bag,
like
fanny pack.
Yeah,
these are a lot of words.
So I don't know if super funky is a good thing or not.
It's one
like,
word.
It's just like more f***ed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super funky.
Got it. Thank you.
So then this is all getting twinned up with Jesse's sub bass. Yeah, that'll get you. So low. So part of the combination. And then you gave me a bass guitar top end to try and make it like connect to the guitars. Hello. And so I thought, in my infinite wisdom, that's not enough. We need another track to do. I don't remember what this one does. I wanted it to sound more computer gamey. Yeah, Jesse gave me all the MIDI. Did the MIDI come through for this session, by the way? Did I give them MIDI for this session?
Told them no MIDI. That was the deal. I hope they didn't get it.
Really?
Yes.
No. Oh, put the MIDI down immediately. Stop it.
Yeah.
Screenshots, no MIDI. Stop now. No, I'm just kidding. I think it was good for them to have that probably.
Yeah, probably. And in combination, it creates... I'm going to turn it off. Hang on. So like with all of this stuff, it's about keeping the things that we expect to hear super linear without it feeling like it's linear. So kick and snare have to be around all the time. Low end, you need to be able to hear every single note that's happening without it becoming overbearing or people being completely aware that they're just hearing low end all the time. It just needs to become super consistent.
Is phase ever an issue with this many layers of lows?
Probably.
But not for you.
I didn't check.
Okay. Well, I guess that means you didn't need to.
Did anybody notice the phasing? Did anybody hear it? No.
Okay,
No.
cool.
Did you? Did anybody?
Sounded huge.
Raise your hands. No.
Can you see
Did
hands?
somebody? Wait a minute.
No.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And there's one last one, which is this guy here. Because it needed more, right? Because these are the two that I added in. Right, because I wanted something to be opening and closing, because originally all I had was... So the combination being... I'm actually quite happy with that. That sounds like I know
That's
what
good.
I'm doing.
Use it more.
Yeah, that was all Serum. This thing. There you go. There's a screenshot for you. It's a preset that I think exists within here. Yep. There you go. That's the preset. That's how you do it. Happy days. And then you just shove it through Synth Warmer, and then it makes everything synthy and warm. Brilliant. But this section, just without that moment, without those two layers, it drops back completely. The low end falls away, and we just need that consistency, because the thing that's going to come after that moment is the main hook of that song. So we need to be stabilizing everything. And this is where the sidechain for the Doom synth becomes important, which is this guy. Because the whole mix is sidechained to that one element. So when that kicks in, the mix comes down. I think that's this control here. Yeah, the mix comes down. To allow for the space for that mid-range character to come through, because without it, it's completely fine, but it does not have the snarl. And a lot of this comes down to the way that the aggression is being presented, the way that Jesse wanted to come across as a composer. And that is a copy of this layer here. So what we have is a re-distorted moment of the thing that's outside the mix, inside the mix. So they are not completely disconnected. They're trading off against each other. So when one is doing less, the other one is doing more and pushing up to meet it. It made sense to me at the time, but there's so much going on in order to make all these elements come together. And it feels like a huge lumbering thing at the end. And that was the intention. That's what we were trying to get towards. But looking at this session again after 2 years, I'm like going, how did I even, why are we here? Like on a personal level, I think it's really cool to get to this point, to be able to figure out how to take one type of thought process, apply it to another, and end up getting somewhere that creates a moment for not just like myself, but also for Jesse, for us to realize, oh, we can go and take this somewhere else. The thing that's distracting me right now is being in this session. I'm starting to remember what was happening 2 years ago in and amongst those conversations that we were having when opening and closing these sessions. And I'm going, oh, okay, we did that, but how am I going to convey that to everyone else? But that's how we built the bass. That's how we built the guitar. That's how we built the drums. And that's how we ended up getting to where we're at. Everything else, which is the synths and the additional sound effects that filled in the gaps, are these moments here. So these are considered the, what would you call it? The like the bed of the song.
Yeah, there's a lot of sound design and some top line. Just some hooky moments, basically.
And these are those moments. So cool. It's so cool. To me, it's cool because I didn't make it, so I can just sit here and enjoy it as a fan. But all these things, these were made using Outboard, right?
A lot of weird stuff. Guitar pedals.
But for me, in this moment, these now have to sit, right? These are the melodic moments. These are where the vocals would be. These now have to sit alongside more distortion. Super tricky. So in order to get there, a lot of duplicating, stacking, kind of just, again, it's more of this fuck around, find out mentality of the thing that I found actually that was really useful was this plugin, actually. It's called Valhalla Space Modulator. don't really know what it is. It's like it can be multiple things, like a chorus, a doubler, a flanger. But what I found was that if something was moving within the stereo field, it never got stagnant or static. It was always just finding a new spot to end up in. And it's not really an effect that we get to use too much within metal. But I was finding that if I was using modulation tools, I could get myself out of a hole when, you know, we've got a static kick, we've got a static snare, we've got guitars baked in place, bass baked in place. These are not moving. They are staying put. So then if they're staying put, I need to start moving things in and around everything else in order to find their home. Or if they're not going to have a home, they need to be constantly evolving so that when someone's listening to it, they're constantly rediscovering that melody or that moment so that it feels to them that it's loud or that it's present. That's not really what's happening. It's just you're, as the listener, not forgetting that it exists and carrying on, which is why when we hit playback, these moments can be a lot louder if we want it and won't get in the way. So actually, I'm going to draw that in now just to prove a point. So we're going to go up. Let's try 5. So we're going to go up 5 dB and we're going to hopefully hear that they're still going to be present. They're still going to be locked in without getting in the way of everything else. And the only reason why that works in that way is simply down to the fact that they're not staying in place. They're not staying static or stagnant.